For today's activity, we are going to create an alien wanted poster. And before you, you see one that I created for myself. Wanted for being an alien teacher, Mr. Barton. There's a great picture of me right here as an alien. There's a $500 reward for the capture of this terrible alien teacher. Now, if you know anything about the movie Men in Black, you know that the movie is based on the fact that two men called the Men in Black are in charge of keeping track of aliens that enter our planet. And here they are, Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith. They are the Men in Black, and they are in charge of finding these aliens who take over human bodies. They're unregistered aliens. Here are two of them from the movie. But in the old days, in the Old West, there were desperados or bad guys, and they would do terrible things, and wanted posters were put up. Reward $5,000 in gold coins being paid for the apprehension of Buford Tannen. Here's a picture of him. Here's another one for Jesse James, wanted dead or alive, $500 reward for Jesse James. These were very typical of what you would see in the Old West. Now, I started out my wanted poster by going into Photo Booth. I took a picture of myself. Here I am using the frog special effect. And then I created something like this. Wanted for being an unregistered alien, Mr. Barton. So let me show you how I did this. Going to close my Google Slides. In your Google Classroom, I gave you a wanted poster. I want you to click on it, and when you do, you want to make sure yours is going to say over here, it's going to say for view only. So you want to make sure you go to File and Make a Copy. Very, very important. Yours will say View Only in blue, File, Make a Copy. Once you have your copy, and I'm going to make another copy here so I don't mess things up. I'll just call it My Wanted Poster. Now, in it, we want to, first of all, take a picture of ourselves in Photo Booth, and you can do that with the special effects. I took a picture of myself as an alien. I then want to take that picture and drag it to the desktop over here on the side. I don't need Photo Booth any longer. Do not spend a whole lot of time in Photo Booth. Get a good picture of yourself, drag it to the desktop, and leave it. Then quit Photo Booth. Again, get in and out of Photo Booth. A couple minutes should do it for you. Once I'm out, I can do this. I've got my poster. I've moved my Google screen over. I can then add my picture like this. You can see the plus sign, drop it in. But at this point, I have to crop this image. Here is the crop image tool right here. Very important. Click on it. You'll see black corners, black sides. You can grab these black, bring them over, take out what you don't need, hit your return key, and here I am. Now I want to resize this now. Don't want it to be too big. You're going to find that you need space for your text. So I'm going to put that right in the center. You can see the crosshairs. I may even have to make that smaller. Now in my original one, I'm in Google Drawing, by the way. In my original one, I use what is called, I'm going to insert word art. So go to insert word art. Wanted for being an alien teacher. So if I go back to this one, I go to insert word art, and here's where I do my typing. Wanted for being a bad teacher. Or how about alien, bad alien teacher? Hit return. Here it is. I can go and I can change the font. Sometimes I'm looking for fonts that have that old Western look, and one of them I found is Brie Sharif. This is a good one. I can change the color of it. I can change the size of it by simply dragging. I don't have to add a font. I can stretch it out, bring it up here, and drop it. Drop my picture down. So that's an example of inserting word art. The other thing you can do is put in a text box, which is different than word art because you do your typing in the box. Wanted with a $500 reward. Payable in gold. Period. Now I can highlight this text. I can change the font. I'm going to continue with Brie Sharif. I can do this. I can change how it's aligned. I can line it to the center. If I want to make it even larger, I can do that. So we really have 4 elements here. We have the background you got that I gave you in your Google Classroom. I have a word art box right here. I have an image, which I took in Photo Booth, dragged to my desktop, and then I cropped it using the crop tool, and I have a text box down here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different elements. I'm sure you could think of other things. If you want to do something like this, you could put a border around here. You can change the color of the border. You can reshape it. A little bit of a problem here with this. But you get the idea, I hope. So that is your lesson today. Creating an alien wanted poster. If you have any trouble, go back over this video step by step. It should help you. Everything will be saved to your Google Drive, so that's not a problem. If I can think of any problems that you might have, one of them is this. I see kids doing things like this. They take this sheet of paper and they drag it off from their workspace. So be very careful of that, bringing that in, bringing it back, because you want to make sure you're clicking on the element you want. Here, the text box is on top of the paper. The picture is on top of the paper. And you can see I had a little problem here because of the border I put in. Maybe I want to reinsert my picture and start again with the cropping. Text box. But this is you'll have fun with this, I'm sure. So, good luck. And as always, have fun.